Hey, what's up, guys? It's Hayden.
Hey, and I'm Emma. Welcome back to our channel. We are talking about The Last of Us today because the first episode has just aired, and I think this could be the next biggest show on our screens. It's been so highly anticipated. It is, of course, the TV adaptation of the very, very popular, very successful game. So we're going to be talking about the first episode that is out at the moment, but before we dive into that, we thought we might share some news.
Yes.
For our followers out there, we do have some news to share with you. After 13 years of being together, we actually got engaged today.
Yeah.
So this is now our first video as an official engaged couple. It's a bit cute. But enough about us. Let's talk about The Last of Us.
Yeah, so The Last of Us follows Joel, who is a hardened survivor who has to smuggle a 14-year-old girl, Ellie, out of a highly militarized quarantine zone. But what starts off as a small job soon turns into a brutal mission across the US. Now, as we know, this is the adaptation of the very famous game, The Last of Us, which was highly praised. A lot of good things about that game. And when people heard there was a show being made, I think everyone had the same reservations as we did, was please do not fuck this up. Because video game movies have a track record of not being very good.
Yeah.
Lots of computer game movies in the past, just, I don't know, for whatever reason, they just get the wrong director, or a director that just doesn't understand the source material, doesn't care, is just trying to make a quick buck. They just haven't been very good.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, a lot of people's fears with this.
Yeah.
But I think we can put that to bed after this first episode. I think we can rest easy because this first episode is so good. It is brilliant.
Yeah. I think we are off to a really good start with this show. So there is only one episode out so far. It looks like they're doing a week-to-week thing, which is totally fine.
I'm cool with that.
It's kind of nice to have a break from binging. Which I feel like this show would be so binge-worthy. Now, I have actually played a bit of, well, we both have played a bit of the game.
Working our way through it at the moment.
Yeah, look, we actually only got into this game only like last year. We were a bit behind jumping on this bandwagon, but...
Not massive gamers.
Not massive gamers, but hey, I finally got around to picking this game up. And look, we haven't finished it yet. Although I have to say, now that I've seen this first episode, it's making me want to finish it. Although I am also in this torn state where it's like, do I want the game spoiled for me or do I want the show spoiled for me? I don't know how I feel yet. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll where I'm up to. I feel like what I have played in the game, they've covered in the first episode. And it was really cool to see, what they've taken from the game and into the show. Like,
It was pretty faithful.
I feel like it was really faithful in terms of the story, in terms of even the shots they've used. There were some shots and I feel like, wow, I feel like I literally saw that frame in the game. Like, they've done so well to stay faithful to this game so far, and we're only in the first episode.
And I think one of the creators of the game is a co-creator of the show.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Which helps. I think if you're ever doing a computer game movie, please get one of the creators of the original source material.
Yeah.
I think that's always a good way to go about it. And so they did that. And I think, it shows. You know, there's definitely an attention to detail with the cinematography and the production design. Like, the look of this show, as you said, it's just like straight out of the game.
Yeah, I feel like there was a few moments where I felt like I wanted to like jump over and grab the controller because I seriously felt like I was playing the game. Like, I was watching the game and I felt like, yes, let's go, let's play this. They've just mimicked some of these shots so well. The lighting is gorgeous. They've really like stayed true to even how the lighting is in this game. The sets, oh my goodness, like the sets, the costuming, thank you. Thank you.
You can tell it's in good hands.
For listening to the creators of this game. Now, we do have the creators of the Chernobyl series behind this show as well, which I am really happy about. Chernobyl was one of our favourite shows, and still is one of our favourite shows, as horrible as the story is. That is just quality television right there, and I'm so glad that team is behind this series. And I think Craig, what's his name? Craig Mazin?
Yes.
directed the first episode of The Last of Us. He directed, I'm pretty sure, all of the episodes in Chernobyl. I don't know if he's going to be doing the rest of the episodes of The Last of Us, but it would be really cool to see that. But anyway, what he's done with the first episode is brilliant. So I feel like this show is in good hands with the Chernobyl team and with, thank God, the creators of the game. It's the only way to make these adaptations.
Like, it all starts from the top. Starts with a good production team, good creative team. But then also bringing these characters to life with the actors and the casting choices. So we've got Pedro Pascal in the leading role, which I think is a great choice.
Yes.
I think he...
Love him.
Got the look. And just we love him as an actor. I think he's one of those actors that doesn't need to say much to get a lot across, if that makes sense.
I mean...
Right? Some actors need to speak, need a lot of dialogue to act, right? Pedro's not one of those actors.
And that's clear to see in The Mandalorian.
Oh, The Mandalorian.
Because he wears a helmet.
He wears a mask, right? So I think he was great for this part because there's a lot that, I don't think he's the most talkative guy. He's going through a lot of hardships. And so to be able to show those emotions without having to verbally express them, I think is very important. So I think you want an actor of Pedro Pascal's caliber to bring Joel to life. But then we've also got Bella Ramsey as Ellie.
Another Game of Thrones alumni.
Absolutely, yep. And I think, again, good choice. She's kind of got like that resting attitude face about her.
And if you're familiar with the game, Ellie she's got a lot of attitude.
Yes.
She's got a bit of a foul mouth as well. And I think Bella Ramsey, she's got her mannerisms, just her whole presence. She's got it down to a T. So I think the casting was really well done. I'm really happy with the choices so far. Even with the, the supporting cast that, we're only in the first episode, but the supporting cast that we have so far, I feel like has stayed pretty true to who was in the game there as well.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I've got any complaints about this.
No complaints so far. All good.
Really strong first episode, which is awesome. I was really looking forward to this show. I cannot wait to see more of the clickers. Now we've only had a bit of a little sneak peek, a little taste of these clickers. We haven't seen too much of them yet in this episode. Now they're, of course, if you're not familiar with the game, they are the thing to fear in this world, amongst other things. But the clickers are essentially the monsters. Now they've got a really, really cool look. When I first saw them in the game, my God, they are scary. They are so scary, but they look awesome. And now if we've got, the same kind of team behind this show as Chernobyl, I really hope those special effects artists that were on Chernobyl are doing the special effects for The Last of Us, because the makeup they did in Chernobyl was outstanding.
I think they won awards for that.
I think they did, and I hope so. I hope they did.
That's fantastic.
It blew my mind. So I really hope that they've got the same effects team.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot they can do with that. Because this whole kind of fungal virus thing, I think, is really interesting. Like, it's a really interesting take on this kind of tired zombie trope. And if there is actually these fungi out there that can take over the minds of small creatures, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
And what inspiration to draw from, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagining those things evolving and being able to control humans. I think that's really cool. And that just opens up so many avenues for effects, for makeup effects, It's like, okay, if that happened, what would that look like? Would we start growing like mushrooms out of our heads? And I know they've got a game to source from as well, but I think they can put their own little spin on it too. So I'm really excited to see what they do.
There's a lot they can do with this show. I'm so excited for more. Can't wait to see more clickers and more of our main characters. I'm really loving them so far. Yeah. Casting is on point. Costuming, set, everything so
Great
far.
Start.
I love. Great start for this show, and let's hope they keep it up. Now let us know if you want us to do a week-to-week recap of this show. We were kind of thinking we'll just talk about this first episode and then probably the season finale. But hey, if you'd be interested to see us recap each episode as they come out, then let us know. We can do that too.
Yeah, the only show we've done that for, I think, is The Mandalorian. But it would be fitting, both Pedro shows. I'm just saying.
Man, we will only review whatever Pedro is in.
Vote for Pedro.
If Pedro is in it, we're talking about it.
100%.
Now, and just before we wrap this up, please no spoilers of the game or this show. As we said.
I think that goes without saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
no spoilers for anything, guys.
Yeah.
You know.
I as I said, I'm still undecided if I want to have the game spoiled for me or the show. Maybe I'll play along with the show. We'll see, but just please keep
Yeah.
the comments spoiler free for all of us.
But in saying that, please do let us know what you thought of this first episode in the comments below. And make sure you do other YouTube stuff as well. Slam that like button if you like what we do. Hit the bell for the notifications. Be notified of what we got coming up next. Subscribe to our channel to become part of the Headspace Films community. Most importantly of all, thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
See ya.